Hey guys, today I'm going to give you my Apple collection. Now I haven't done an Apple specific collection video since 2021, so it's been over 2 years. My collection has definitely changed a lot since then. I want to give you guys a little bit of an update. We're going to go from oldest and then we're going to go to newest. Starting off, we have this iPod mini first generation. This thing is absolutely packed with music. It has not been wiped. Just look at all of these songs. Next we have my iPod 5th generation. This is an 80GB model. I'm surprised the battery actually has a decent charge. This was actually my dad's before he gave it to me. This has a little bit of music on it. Not very good music, but oh well. Here's an iPhone 3G on iOS 3.1.2. This is quite a cool collectible, and I'm glad to have this in my collection. Here's an iPhone 3GS, which has actually a decent amount of charge. It actually doesn't last this long when it's not plugged in. 32GB on iOS 6.1.6. Moving on, we have my first iPhone 4 in this collection, which is the first one I've ever collected. The battery's dead because it doesn't hold a good charge. It's a 16GB CDMA model on 7.1.2. Here's another iPhone 4. This one's running iOS 6.1.3. I think it's an 8GB model. As you can see, it has a very, very nice back. It's a bit scratched, but no cracks, nothing like that. We have an iPhone 4S on iOS 6.1.3. A bit of a story on this one. This originally had iOS 6 on it when I got it, but it had a passcode, and my friend that sent me this 4S didn't know the passcode and was originally supposed to give me this as a iOS 9 device, and I had to update to iOS 9 so that I can do the jailbreak and go back to iOS 6. So now it's permanently on iOS 6. And you may have noticed that both the iPhone 4 and 4S that were on iOS 6 don't have a Wi-Fi connection. That's so the software updates don't actually apply. Here's a 32GB iPod Touch 5th generation. I got this for Christmas in 2012. The home button does not work, but it does power on, except the battery is very much dead. Here's the first iPhone 5 I've collected. Oh, I guess this is also dead. 32GB running iOS 10.3.4. I got this back in May 2021, and this was also featured on the collection video. But I also have a silver iPhone 5, 16GB on iOS 8.4.1. Here we have an 8GB iPhone 5C on iOS 10.3.3. A lot of these devices are dead because I didn't feel like charging them up for this video. And here's a 16GB iPhone 5S, also dead. Here we have a 64GB iPhone 6. As you can tell, there's a chip in the glass right there, and that's just how it was sent to me. I didn't do anything to it. This is running iOS 12, not really sure what specific iOS 12 version. Here's an iPhone 6S, 32GB. Please focus, there we go. It's also dead because the battery doesn't last long at all. Here's my old iPhone SE, 32GB on iOS 15.0.1. This was my old iPhone back in 2019, and this iPhone helped grow my channel for a long time, so I gotta give it props for that. Here is an iPhone 7, which is 32GB. It is also dead right now because I didn't feel like charging it. Wow, it's okay, there we go. I thought it was so dead to the point where it wasn't going to show that. Here is a 128GB iPhone 7 Plus. This is a really nice addition to my collection because it is massive, that's what she said, and it just feels so good in the hand. It's also running 14.4.2, so it's not even iOS 15, it's iOS 14. Second to last is this 64GB gold iPhone 8. It's running iOS 16.4.1, and I just transferred everything from the 7 Plus to this phone. And finally, for the iPhones, we have this iPhone XR. It's a white 64GB on iOS 17 beta. And yes, as you can see, the screen protector was very poorly put on, but I'm too lazy to actually take it off and reapply it because there's probably a bunch of dust and crap all over the thing. Now that's it for the iPhones. Now let's get to the MacBooks. Okay, up first we have my late 2006 MacBook. This laptop does not have a battery, so I'm gonna have to plug it in. I know the laptop looks very yellow, but I can assure you it's white. It's running OS X Leopard. It has 4 gigs of RAM, upgraded from the 1 gigabyte it had before. I still want to try to upgrade this to Lion, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to even run it because of how slow this hard drive is. Okay, let's shut down. We have the mid-2010 13-inch MacBook Pro. Again, this also does not have a battery in it, so it has to be plugged in. Now let's go to About This Mac, and as you can see, it's running macOS High Sierra and has a Core 2 Duo. Let's also shut this one down. Second to last is my old MacBook Pro. As you can see, it's covered in stickers and it doesn't actually fully boot anymore. And you can see why right now. Yeah, all it does is that. It shows the light, it spins the fans, and the disk drive also does stuff, but it doesn't show anything on the screen, and nothing happens on the keyboard. Now we move on to what replaced this thing. Here is my early 2015 13-inch MacBook Pro. This is the laptop that I used to edit all of my videos on now. And if we go to About This Mac, 2.9 GHz Intel Core i5 with 8 gigs of RAM. This is probably my first computer with an SSD in it, which is sad, but it's powerful and I love it. I heard these things are super reliable, so I'm happy to have one myself. There's still one more device I need to show off in my collection, and it's this iPad 2 that's running iOS 9, and I need to clean it. No, like actually clean it. I'm not erasing it. Like I need to clean it. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching my Apple collection as of July 2023. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe, and I need to take care of something that doesn't work anymore. I'm sorry it has to come to this.